Yo, what is going on today, guys? So we actually have the Emblem event returning. This time it's a mythical island themed one. We get a green badge, bro, which I personally think is really cool. So basically it's the one where you have to get 45 wins in total for the event duration. And I thought it would just be cool basically to show like 10 decks that I think are really good currently. It's not like the top 10 best decks, it's just some like decks I think that are really good. And yeah, I even have deck profiles. Let me switch over to the right page. And here they are. So the first deck I'm going to be showcasing is my Weezing and Scolipede deck. This deck actually obliterates Mewtwo EX. In fact, if you guys watched the video yesterday, you would know just exactly how good it is in Mewtwo EX. And the reason I am choosing one of these decks is one, deck is fairly easy to make. None of these cards are EXs. The hardest cards to get honestly are the trainer cards. And obviously the Weezing is the full art one, bro, but you could just use a regular one, it's just I would just put that there because it looks cooler. But yeah, this deck straight dominates Mewtwo EX. As a matter of fact, Scolipede does one-shot Mewtwo EX if the Pokemon Mewtwo EX is poisoned at full health, because it does 120 damage plus the 20 weakness to Dark, which is 140, and then the poison kills him at the end of the turn. So super strong against Mewtwo EX, which I expect to be getting played a lot, because if you actually play the online ladder right now, everybody and their mom is currently playing Mewtwo EX. Every other game I play against one. And yeah, so this deck is super strong. It's the best dark type deck in the game. And let's go to the next deck, which is going to be Celebi. Celebi is very gimmicky. It's a coin flip, because if you also Superior, if you don't draw Superior, which is where Celebi really shines, Celebi is not as strong. It is still super strong, but it's not like broken. The only time Celebi becomes broken is when you combine it with Superior. So that's why we also play the Execute and Executor package. I play one EX. You could play two EXs. I kind of do like this other Executor, bro. Let me click on it if you guys don't know. This is a new one. So it only really needs 2 energy if you have Superior online. So that's like the main time you're going to use it, bro. Like 4 energy, you could theoretically stack it up, but it's kind of a waste of energy at that point. But it's basically a Psychic, or it's basically a Grass type Alakazam, where it does more damage for every energy your opponent has on it. So it's really good against Mew EX, for example. It does one-shot Mew EX. And because you only have 2 energy with Superior, Mew EX actually can't one-shot you with it. So it's just something to keep in mind. They can one-shot you with Giovanni, just to be aware. But then yeah, like this is the deck. I'm not gonna like showcase, like 2 Ericas, it's all pretty standard. And then for the third deck, obviously Mewtwo EX, which is the best deck. It's actually on a league of its own now with the addition of Mew EX and Psychic Slab. Psychic Slab basically just allows you to find Gardevoir faster in all your other psychic types. So it helps thin the deck. And blue, so Mewtwo EX can get one-shotted by itself or a Mew EX that is copying its attack. Leaf is good because obviously Mewtwo EX is 2 retreat cost, and so is Gardevoir. And then Giovanni to be able to one-shot stuff like with 160 HP, bro, such as Executor EX, Dragonite, and then obviously Sabrina. It's just the tech cards. I'm not going to really be going over the tech cards that much. I'm kind of just going to be showcasing the list because a lot of people know what they do. And, I'm going to chill. If you want to see the decks in action, most of these decks, I do have deck profiles somewhere on my channel. I do upload daily content. So if you guys want to subscribe, thank you guys. Even if you're just watching this, thank you, by the way. Even anyone who leaves comment, like, or even just watches, I appreciate you guys all. And the next deck is Gyarados. So a lot of people probably don't have Gyarados because they didn't spend $100 like me. I did it for content though, so that's my excuse for myself, even though I probably shouldn't have. Uh, this deck is really good. There is like, I like this deck build because you can put Lapras in and then like use the Vaporeon to transfer all the stuff to Gyarados when Gyarados is actually in the active spot. You don't have to play this exact build. There is like the Greninja builds. I actually, apparently there's like a tournament going down right now and there's a Greninja build. It's Greninja, Drudagon, and then Gyarados EX. That is something to think about. This is just the build I like. You also could replace Lapras with Articuno EX. I just like Lapras because 2 Laprases can die before Gyarados is built up. But with Articuno, same thing. You build up Articuno first, and then if you have a Vaporeon, you just transfer all the stuff to Gyarados once Gyarados is set up. Leaf, you want to play 2 of them guaranteed in this deck because Lapras and everything else is 2 retreat cost. And then, Giovanni helps Gyarados one-shot Mewtwo EX. I think Gyarados is actually a really strong card. I think it's actually going to have its own place in the meta. But anyways, on to the next deck. The next deck is actually really similar. It is Blastoise, and it's literally almost the exact same deck, except I use Articuno in this personally. You could also run Lapras if you do want to run it that way if you don't have Articuno EX. And then I'll actually only play one Eevee in this because we want to either get Articuno EX or our Squirtles from the Pokeballs as like often as we can. We don't want to waste by getting two Eevees, potentially by using two of them. So you got to make sure not to let this Eevee die, so you can go in the Vaporeon and then swap the stuff around. Same concept, bro. With the Misties, you know, like is a broken water card. I think it was in the Gyarados. I didn't mention it. Actually, hold up. This is a mistake. This is supposed to be Leaf. The card just looks similar, not Erica. Leaf because everything is a 2 retreat cost. And then the next deck is going to be, yeah, okay, bro, whatever. I got it. Yeah, so the next is tried and true Pikachu EX. This is just like a spitball Pikachu EX. I actually don't play pure Pikachu EX myself. I play the Jolteon variant, so this is kind of like a deck I just like looked online and kind of combine stuff. This new Electabuzz is good. Don't get it mistaken for the other one. This one is basically just a Zeb Striker, but you don't have to evolve, but it doesn't need 2 energy. And does 40 damage to anyone, so you can hit the backline. It's actually really good in that area. So it could just, it's one of those cards you probably don't use it unless you really need to, but obviously for Pikachu EX you need a basic. So I think it's better than playing Zeb Striker, wasting 2 energy slots or 2 Pokemon slots. This is like the Raichu variant with Lieutenant Surge. You could just not choose Raichu and then play other stuff like Electrode or something. But I just really like Raichu, so if I was personally going to play Pikachu, I would play Raichu, which I actually do in my Jolteon deck. If you want to look at the Jolteon deck, there is a old video, and there will be a new video in the next couple of days when I choose to upload it. And that's not the shield or anything. I literally just already have it on my profile. Basically what it is, bro, it's 1 less Zapdos EX. It's only 1 Pikachu, 1 Raichu, bro. Instead of this Electabuzz, it's 2 Eevees and 2 Jolteons, and only 1 Lieutenant Surge. And like maybe I think the Giovanni is not there. Actually, hold up. Before I switched up Pikachu, I actually messed up on this deck profile. I realized probably Loki only 1 Lieutenant Surge. You actually want to play blue, by the way, in Pikachu EX because there's a lot of Pokemon that one-shot Pikachu EX at 120 HP, such as Arcanine, and blue lets you live that extra turn and do the 90 damage. So make sure to play blue at least 1 in your Pikachu EX deck. I totally forgot to do that when I was just building this, but I did mention it now. Let me save this so it doesn't do that like little word pop up again. So the next deck is going to be Charizard Arcanine. Obviously if you kept up like the competitive side or just deck profiles, this deck is very good, or it was pretty good pre-pack. I don't know if it's still at the 3rd spot in the game, but Charizard EX one-shots everything. Arcanine EX take care of Pikachu. I think this deck has like a little bit of fall off because blue's existing in the game means Arcanine can't actually one-shot Pikachu if they have blue. So, but you also could just take out the Arcanines and run pure Charizard, or you could just take out the Charizard engine and then just run pure Arcanine. It's up to you. Pretty much the same. Blue is really good in this deck with Arcanine to help live, and Moltres, you know, live those 1 extra attacks. Leaf is good with Moltres because you can swap out for free. You could play X speeds, but I feel like you could rather save your energy, bro. And obviously everything else is a 2 retreat cost also, so it's just really good. Yeah, and then on to the next deck. So this is like the budget friendly version of Fire deck, which is Blain. This new Rapidash and Ponyta is absolutely ridiculous. It should actually be coming out before this video. I'm gonna double upload on this day, and I already have this thing scheduled at like 5 a.m. PST my time. So this should be going around like 12 or 1 p.m. or something. But this new Rapidash can do potentially 130 damage with combination of Blain. Just by itself, it does 100 damage. This Ponyta can do 40 damage for 1 energy. Yeah, it's basically just a Blain deck that's better now with the new Rapidash. Then we have tried and true Starmie, bro, Articuno EX. I'm not really too sure what has changed in this deck. So this is kind of like a last patch version. I'm not really too sure what new water types really go in this deck, but it's just really strong, really good. It's very aggressive. Starmie EX and Articuno, you can just sweep games. And then you have stuff like Blue Leaf, you know, live those extra turns. Fighting type deck. This is my Aerodactyl deck. You can decide to run Primeape instead of Aerodactyl. Like you could take out the Ambers and then run a Mankey and Primeape engine. That is also good things you can, like a good package you can do. I just like the Aerodactyl EX. I think it's very fun. Also, just 2 energy for 80 is actually really good. And by playing the Fossil, if you use Pokeball, you actually do get Cubone in your Marshadow consistently. Marshadow is just there for like a last hit scenario where like if something dies and then let's say like you already have a point, Mewtwo EX is like weak or like something else is weak, and then Marshadow could just like one shot the EX and win the game like that. And this you could run two Marshadows. I just like to run one because you only really use one with all these AXs in the deck. Because obviously you won't be able to use them multiple times. So I like only running one. But if you want to up them to two and then take out the red card or something, take out a potion, it's up to you. I think this deck is fun. You could also play like you could probably like Machamp, Marshadow, or just like primary Marshadow, Machamp. Like some you could play like those type of fighting decks also. This is just the one I personally think is the best. And then yeah, those are all my decks. I mean, I guess we have this bonus deck here. This is just from very long ago where I made this. This is even outdated, bro, because I probably you put a leaf instead of the X speed. I mean, Venusaur is still solid. It's not the craziest deck in the game. I actually probably need to make a new list with the addition of Celebi. I gotta try how Celebi fits in the Venusaur deck. But yeah, those are all the decks. I think those are just some good decks to play in the 45 win one. I'm personally going to be using the Wheezing Scolipede deck just because, like I said, I'm expecting 20 million Mewtwo EXs, and if I have a deck that is like a 99% win rate against that deck, I'm just gonna play it. Anyways, let me know what decks you guys are going to be playing in the event to get the 45 wins as fast as you can, or if you're just going to be grinding it slowly, still let me know what deck you guys are using. Thank you for all the love and support, and peace out and have a nice day.